Good day everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be discussing My Hero Academia chapter 331 titled America. Of course, spoiler warning before we begin. Let's jump into it. This chapter was fairly wordy, but the gist of the chapter is short. So essentially, chapter starts off with the last one ended, and we see Star Stripe jumping back after the last attack from Shigaraki and her, and she lands on a jet. We then see Shigaraki land on the jet as well, and he's thinking to himself about her powers and the rules of her powers. And we get a few pages, just a few pages of a lot of words, and to break this down into something digestible and small, these lot of words is simply Shigaraki in his mind figuring out her quirk and the rules behind it, and basically the upper limit and lower limit of her power, and he basically figures it out, and we as the readers, with him figuring it out, get to learn what her actual quirk abilities are. But essentially, she has control if she touches the item and knows the name. However, this might work more for certain objects as opposed to others, and it didn't work on him because of his sense of self. He doesn't know who he is, if he's the Shigaraki or Tomura or All for One or an amalgamation of the both. But this leads to her thinking up of a plan, and she says to one of the fighters, or the jet fighters, to send word to the commander, Commander Agapa, and she essentially tells them, we made an oath when I joined to go out together as a team. She would protect them, they would protect her. Typical shonen stuff. But this leads to her big plan, her big attack. And what she does is she uses her quirk to create a giant vestige of herself out of air, which Shigaraki can't see, but he feels its presence, and she uses this to tell it to fist bump him to the earth, so it swings on him and punches him. And of course she says Shigaraki is hard, and because of his regeneration it would be hard to take him out. So when she does swing on him and he flies back, she uses her attack to crush him into atoms, or break him down into atoms. So bam, she claps, and I believe the giant one either claps him as well or something to that effect. But we see him fall off the Nomu, and he's kinda there, kinda looking like a bit worried, but not too worried. When she does this clapping move and he falls off the Nomu, she then goes in for what I believe may be her ultimate attack. She orders all the jets there to fire their laser beams at her. So she combines all the lasers into one big laser, and the vestige created out of air holds the lasers with her ability saying all lasers will unite, and she grabs it kind of like a lightsaber, and a giant lightsaber, and she brings it down on him and stabs him into the ground. So we see she does this, stabs him into the ground like that, and uses the attack, and the attack is called Kiranos, whatever that word is, and we see him hit the ground, or the ocean it seems, with the giant vestige holding the laser beam, pinning him to the ground. But she says he's a monster, and lasers wouldn't be able to kill him, because if it was that simple, Endeavor would have been able to do it. We then cut away to, I assume this is Commander Agpang, and he is talking to her and saying that, basically, you might lose your license for doing this, or maybe more, but, we alerted Japan as to what's going on and what's going to happen, and essentially this is I guess, or the USA's big attack. And we see a small, tiny picture frame with All Might holding her as a baby. Uh, but what the final attack is a bunch of giant cruise missiles called Tiamat? Yeah, probably butchered that as well. But essentially, it's about, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would say about 10 missiles coming towards Shigaraki, and he tells her, in short, every single missile hits their mark. And the chapter ends there. So essentially, America has just fired about 10 ginormous missiles to where Shigaraki is. And I'm going to guess that Stan Stripe is going to ensure all those missiles hit him. But I don't see this ending yet. So I don't think this fight is over. Or it may be cut short where Endeavor arrives and saves her and takes her to their headquarters. But yeah, essentially that is what happens. So again, a pretty word heavy chapter, but the gist of the chapter, if you break it down, is pretty straightforward. The fight continues, she goes all out, and her attacks aren't really working on Shigaraki because she doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know who he is, so she can't control him to kill him directly. So last resort, I guess, giant F-off missiles, 10 of them. But yeah, good chapter still, because it's interesting seeing Shigaraki think and work out these things in his head. It's interesting seeing how, what is the word I'm looking for? How I can't remember the word at the moment, it slipped my mind, it was just there, but poof, how strong Star and Stripe Star and Stripes' quirk is. And it's interesting because she may have one of the strongest quirks in the show from what we know from what we've seen so far. But yeah, that's it for this little review. Really good, really cool. Hope we see maybe an awakening to her quirk. Kinda like how Shiraki's quirk awakened and Toga's quirk awakened. Does she have one? What would it be if it awoken? Would she just be able, instead of having to know someone's name, just be like, you 300 feet in front of me, explode, and it explodes? Or would it still have the same limitations on that quirk? Things to wonder and ponder about. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you're new here, consider hitting sub, hitting like, maybe share, and join the thing. Subscriber account. Don't have a name for people who joined that yet. We'll work on that and reach like 1,000. But help me get to 1,000, and I'll see y'all for the next video. Bye.